How many times are you going to get burned by the same people? How many times are you going to get used by the same people? What is it going to take in order for you to understand that that person or persons do not have your best interests at heart? What is it going to take? There's a saying, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. And that's true for a lot of people who say, I'm going to give them a second chance. Doesn't mean you don't have to give them a second chance. Depends on the situation. However, how many times will you fall for the same trap, same lie, same excuse? And that can become a weakness when you see certain things in people, or you believe you see certain things in people, and at your fault, you allow them to continue to abuse you, to talk down on you, talk negatively about you and your situation, whatever you may be in. How long or how many times are you going to allow this to be a hindrance to your growth? Is it okay to believe in others? Absolutely. Somebody believed in you. Somebody had faith enough in what they saw in you in order to constantly encourage you and keep you moving in a certain direction. But there's a fine line between believing in someone, encouraging them, and helping them achieve their dreams and goals or aspirations in life, and being used. So I think for me, a simple way to put it is, or to give you an example, if you are helping someone achieve their goal or their dream because you see something in them that you believe they may not see in themselves, and this person does wrong by you, this person does something to intentionally hurt you out of jealousy, or does something that is just unimaginable, and you get hurt in the process. Are you to forgive that person? Yes, forgive them, because forgiving them is not for them per se, it's for you. Forgiving them is going to relieve you of stress, headache, and overall health. It's going to make you healthier. All right, so yes, you want to forgive them. Question is, do you now continue to help that person? You can. You can continue to help that person, possibly from a distance or in a different manner. Now, you've forgiven that person and you say, you know what, I'm going to still help you. But then they turn around and do the same thing again. At that point, I believe you have enough evidence to let them go, in a sense. Not let them go, meaning you completely give up on them, but you give them their space. You allow them to move on their own, if you will, in a sense that they may be figuring things out. They may be going through something that is deeply rooted inside of them from their previous or past experiences that is not easily, I want to say fought through or easily avoided. It just may be in them to do certain things. And sometimes people need growth. However, at your expense, it's a different story, right? At your expense, meaning if they're constantly hurting you to a point where you're not able to wholeheartedly be yourself, then it's time to move on. It's time to give them their space. If you want, pray for them. If you want, allow them to figure out what's going on. You've already given them the advice. You've already done what you could do to help them, but they've shown you who they are at this point. It doesn't mean that they can't change. It doesn't mean that they cannot become something better. But at this time, you need to move on. So how long are you going to constantly go through that cycle? Because when you allow people to do certain things, you're actually hindering them from growth. If someone is able to misuse you and abuse you without repercussion, then you are hindering them. Because now they think it's okay. Now they think that's how they should be able to treat you. You have to teach people how you want to be treated. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you, right? And I know that means a lot of different things, you know, but if I'm doing something that's wrong and hurtful to someone, I will, one, want them to let me know. And then two, I will want them to show me a better way. So you've told them that they wronged you. You tried to show them a better way, but yet and still they're doing things out of spite, out of envy, out of jealousy. Some of these signs could also be an indicator that, look, this season may not be the season that you two should be working together, right? This may not be your season to have that person around. You know, some people are with you for a season and that's it. And then from there, you know, who knows the future? But you cannot constantly or continually be in a position where you are allowing others to zap your energy, where you are allowing others to write out a script for your life, especially when you're trying to encourage them to live a better life within their own right. Now, we're not perfect. You know, we strive to be perfect, you know, and that's something to keep in mind. So I'm not saying throw away all of your those close to you because they've done something to you. What I'm saying is, how long will you allow that to happen? And at some point, you need to make a decision if you're going to continue in that relationship or exit. If this is a family member, you know, family, they're with us forever. But just because someone is your family doesn't mean that you should tolerate disrespect, tolerate hurtful actions, right? So this saying goes for all. You know, do unto others as you want them to do unto you. Love your neighbor. All of that is absolutely 1000% true. But, excuse me, God has also given you wisdom. Use it to the best of your ability.